All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. All right. I'm so excited to have my special guest for tonight, no, for our KKK series, Kapihan, Karunungan, Kwentuhan series. What makes me excited? Because, yung ating bisita ngayon talaga nagbigay ng oras, no, para sa atin, no? Especially she is an expert in biohacking. Um I'm gonna introduce to you our special guest for tonight, no? By the way, KKK series is KKK series on the is more on the, how do you call this, inspirational story of an individual, inspirational story of the success people, no? So stay there, get inspired by our guest for tonight, no? And don't forget to share this Facebook Live. And also, if you're at home, you can watch via PCTV Boracay and ACTV Aklan community channel. Alright? Magkita-kita tayo. Ngayon, makinig ka lang dyan at tingnan natin, magaganda yung mga tanong natin ngayon, no? And ako, sobrang excited na talaga ako na makausap ito. Sana kayo excited din. And by the way, this is Coach RM. Hindi ko na papatagalin pa, no? I would like to introduce our special guest for tonight. No, she is a human potential coach, anti-aging and vitality expert, and of course, biohacking pioneer here in the Philippines. Ibig sabihin, the first, no, na nag-open ng biohacking here in the Philippines. So, our guest for tonight, i-ano ko na sa ating screen, walang iba kundi, of course, Madam ELi Abela. Hello!
Hello.
All
Hello,
right.
Coach.
Madam ELi, kumusta? I'm so excited to have a conversation with you tonight. And of course, yung ating mga tagapakinig dyan, yung mga followers natin, taga-subaybay natin, they're really excited having you in this program, KKK series, Kapihan, Karunungan, Kwentuhan series. Madam ELi, i-greet mo naman at ipatiin mo naman yung ating mga nanonood dyan. Take the mic, madam.
Ay, good evening. Salamat po, Coach. At natutuwa akong naimbita ako para makipagkwentuhan sa inyo. And gusto ko rin batiin yung mga nakikinig dyan sa isa sa pinakapaborito kong destinasyon sa Pilipinas, ang Boracay. One of my favorite islands. Thank you sa invitation dito. It's my honor then to be sharing kung yung mga stories about biohacking. No, how I got there.
Yeah, actually, ako ganun din yung ano ko eh. I'm really excited
Mm-mm.
having you in this program, you know. Um Parang nag-echo ata ako.
A
Wait.
little, pero not bad. Not
Oo nga eh. Okay. Anyway, padayon natin, maintindihan naman siguro ako, no? Madam,
Oo.
I'm gonna hit my first question kasi ito naman talaga yung purpose natin sa about sharing your success story. I-share mo naman dyan why you become who you are right now, what you are right now, paano mo yan naabot, and you are still parang an inspiration of a lot of people here, especially in the Philippines. Isa yun sa mga nag-udyot sa akin na invite ka dito sa KKK series. Can you please share your success story? Please.
Yeah, sure. How I got into biohacking talaga parang siyang hulog ng Diyos. Parang, alam mo, I'm like you, no? Hotelier ako. I started nung college 30 years ago. Hotel and restaurant management ang tinapos ko. Tsaka nag-aral din ako, nagtrabaho din ako sa Shangri-La, ganyan. Akala ko hotel na talaga ako. This was in my 20s and 30s. Pero palagi akong walang, I never really had um, success in hotel. Alam mo, I was always rank and file. Hindi ako nag-manager, hindi ako nag-director. Parang talagang hanggang dun lang. So, feeling ko talaga merong something else na darating. So, ang sinabi sa akin ng manghuhula when I was about 20s, in my 20s, sabi niya, alam mo, late bloomer ka. So, parang siguro dinibdib ko yon. Late bloomer talaga kasi dumating lang sa akin to mga when I turned 43. I'm 49 now. But yung na-discover ko talagang biohacking was in 2015 when I was 43. So medyo middle age na, 'di ba? Pat medyo dapat nagre-retire, medyo nagse-semi-retire na. Doon ko pa nahanap. And yung ano mga yung nangyari sa akin, yung parang alam mo yung intuition, yun yung nangyari na nakita ko kasi si Dave Asprey, siya yung inventor ng bulletproof coffee and he's also the father of biohacking. Nakita ko siya on the internet. Alam mo yung may parang nangyari sa loob ko na parang, huy, kailangan mong tingnan tong taong to, kailangan mo sundan itong taong to. So I did that. When I did that, tuloy-tuloy na. Tuloy-tuloy, naging coach ako in 2016. Pumunta akong US, naging coach. Tapos from there, biohacking, ang dami kasi niyang umbrella eh. Merong food, may sleep, may stress, may trauma, ganyan. So, the past 6 years, yun lang talaga ginawa ko. Nag-aral ako ng kung ano-ano para dalhin sa Pilipinas under the umbrella of biohacking. Yeah.
Wow. So what are the motivates you talagang nag-aral ka, talagang pinag-aralan mo, binitbit mo yan? Is it about frustration in being a hotelier?
No eh. No, it was more of parang my whole life until my 30s, until my early 40s. I was always looking for meaning. Always looking for purpose. And then hindi ko mahanap-hanap talaga. So nilabas ko talaga yung frustration ko sa extreme sport. So I did snowboarding, I'm a black belt in taekwondo, I ran 42K marathons, I'm a Pilates teacher, I did yoga, lahat na, horseback riding. Doon ko linabas talaga yung kate na parang there's something pero wala pa. So palagi ako naghihintay ng sign, I knew something was coming. So, yun, dun lang siya dumating talaga at that age na pero nung dumating siya, when it rains, it pours, talagang tuloy-tuloy yung signs. Malalaman mo yun eh. Parang hugot, parang there's something there na kailangan ko tong, basta, parang kinukuha ako nito. Parang ganon, hindi ko pwedeng i-ignore. So, yun yung motivation.
Nice, napakasaya. So, di ba sabi mo kanina pumunta ka ng US para talaga mag-aral na. At what point in your life that you feel you were taking the right path na ito talaga bibitbitin ko sa Pilipinas. Ito share ko sa mga kababayan ko sa Pilipinas.
Yeah. You know what, the journey itself kasi you are not sure if you are if you are taking the right path. So there has to be some sort of faith or trust in the process. Kasi
Okay.
it will uncover itself as you 'di ba? As you go. So you just really have to do what you feel is right at the time. At the time talaga feeling ko everything na lang nag-appear siya. Parang kung merong course na na meant for me, parang magkakataon siya na it's on the same day that I'm in the US. Parang ganon, alam ba yun? Yung synchronicities ba na coincidence na hindi talaga, na it was meant to be. So, all of my courses that I took, ganon. Parang nagkataon andun ako or nagkataon libre ako so makakapunta ako. Parang ganon. So that time, pwede pa mag-travel, 'di ba? So, ayun.
Yes.
Oo, so andun ako. Okay, andyan. Tapos, basta, or you meet a person, tapos parang there's something about this person, tapos inintroduce ka to a certain modality. So, ganun talaga yung And I followed my nose.
Nice. Napakaganda. Kasi before, ako ay naniniwala talaga ako na before achieving that dream, no, sabi ko nga kanina, you should have the faith and trust. And then just follow your dream, follow whatever you want or what you love to do. My question is, what are the challenges that you have encountered? And if you can share, how do you cope with those challenges bago ka dumating dyan?
Before I found biohacking, you mean? What
Yes.
challenges?
Yeah, yeah.
The,
Yes, yes.
Before I found biohacking, actually, I was already semi-retired because I'm single. I have no kids, so I was really just going to live my life retired and going scuba diving or whatever. Because nga I was always searching for something, so I would take it out on adventures, going to Mexico, going scuba diving there, parang ganon. The challenge really for me was always being feeling unfulfilled. Just feeling like I came to this earth for a reason. Hindi ko pa nahahanap. At patapos na, siguro, hindi naman patapos, pero kalahati na ako sa buhay ko, hindi ko pa rin mahanap. Kailan ko siya mahanap? So parang palaging merong void. There's this empty feeling na unfulfilled ka pa. Yun yung difficulty ko. That's quite difficult for a lot of people pag hindi nila nahanap yung purpose or pag mali yung pinili nila na hindi totoong purpose tapos they're forced to stay there. That's suffering also. So yun lang
Yes.
yung challenge ko. Oo. Yeah.
Kasi parang sa akin, kapag ginawa mo isang bagay, para sa ibang tao is, uy, successful ka dyan ah. Pero kung feeling mo hindi naman para sa'yo yon, parang parang you are taking the other path na which
Yeah.
is for you is a right path. One of the examples that I can I can share also is may mga nanay, tatay na ang anak nila, uy, anak, bagay ka mag-nurse. Anak, bagay ka mag-doktor, bagay ka mag-attorney. Alam mo yon? So si anak na
Oo.
ito, kasi nga bagay ka mag-attorney, bagay ka mag-ganito, ang nangyayari sa'yo ay, susundin mo yung gusto nila because ayaw na ayaw mo. Ayaw na ayaw
Oo.
mo na masaktan yung parents mo. Dumating ka rin ba sa
Oo.
ganun?
In a way, well, I knew talaga, syempre, they want you to be lawyer or doctor, di ba? Ako talaga ayaw na ayaw ko. Talaga. So, parang, sige na nga, mag-hotel ka na lang nga. Okay. So, hotel ako. And that was still the best, but hindi pa rin eh. Hindi ko talaga mahanap kung ano yung gusto ko. Pero the thing is, I was always into health. Always subscribing to health magazines, looking at the best way to strengthen your body, the best diet, the best exercise, ganyan. Always talaga. So, you know what they say na, your true calling, your 5-year-old self knows what it is. Kung bakit ka napunta sa planet. Alam niya nung bata ka. So, yeah, I was always into that. Yun. So, alam niya. Hindi ko lang nahabol because nga, I didn't want to, like what you're saying, ayaw ko i-disappoint yung parents ko. Pero at the same time, I didn't want to disappoint myself kasi hindi ko talaga type yung law or medicine.
Totoo.
Yeah, wasn't my thing. Wala namang biohacking in the 70s, 80s, di ba?
Wala.
Kung
Natural
meron ng
yun.
kurso noon, nako, talagang first, doon ako talaga pupunta. Yeah.
Madam Ellie, may nag-text sa akin, ayaw niya mag-comment. Ang ano niya, can you please ask your guest kung ano ba talaga ang ibig sabihin ng biohacking na yan?
Oo.
Parang elaborate daw. So
Okay,
rito
yeah.
ayaw niya mag-comment. So sabihin ko na lang.
Yeah, that's okay. Biohacking actually is super intimidating sa mga tao kasi hacking, may name na hacking. Galing kasi siya kay Dave Asprey. Dave Asprey, ano siya? Silicon Valley hacker. Hindi naman hacker. But he was an IT programmer sa Silicon Valley before nag-start siya ng biohacking. So, 'di ba, ang ibig sabihin ng hacking in computers is that you find a loophole sa computer para you can take over the whole system. Ngayon, Dave Asprey, nagkasakit siya, malalang sakit. Nagpunta siya sa ilang doktor. Sabi ng doktor, wala na kaming magagawa para sa'yo, ganyan ka na lang. And then, so si Dave Asprey, napaka-stubborn. Sabi niya, are you kidding? Ayoko nga. Magta-try ako ng ganito, ganito, ganito. So, nag-try siya ng machines, ng gadgets, ng diet, ng fasting, kung ano-anong ginawa niya. At he lost 100 pounds. And then, gumaling siya. Ang dami niyang autoimmune disease, ha? Gumaling siya, walang meds. Puro machines, fasting, cold showers, sunlight exposure, mga ganyan. So, sabi niya, ang hahanapin mo lang ay yung pathway ng healing ng katawan and then you hack into that. So, kunyari fasting. Fasting is hacking into a healing mechanism, di ba? Pag hindi ka
Yeah.
kumain, yung katawan mo, mag-autophagy. Kakainin niya yung mga debris, mga malignant cells, yung mga junk organelles, kaya ka pumapayat and then kaya ka gumagaling. So, ganon. So, kung nagfa-fast ka na, that's biohacking. Kung nagme-meditate ka before, that's biohacking. If you do breath work, that's also biohacking. If you go out in the sunshine for 20 minutes, biohacking. If you do cold showers, that's biohacking. So, yun lang. You find out kung paano nag-heal yung katawan and then you hack into that or you go directly to it. You do it. No? So, yun. It can be simple. Those free methods that I told you, grounding also is biohacking, walking barefoot in the ground. No? But also, may advanced level. Meron kaming machines na binibilisan yung results. Yeah. So, meron din ganon. So, that's biohacking.
So parang it's a best way to really give a solution, especially kung may sakit ka or gusto mong palakasin pa yung katawan mo, kaso with the help of the machine.
Yeah. Well, I
Ganun
always
ba?
teach yes, exactly. But also, biohacking is not really pag may sakit ka na. It's
Okay.
prophylactic. It's preventive. Ano talaga siya? Gagawin mo siya para hindi ka magkasakit. Yun. 'Di ba? That's why nga gusto ko i-spread yung biohacking kasi para naman yung hospital beds natin mag-free up talaga para sa totoong may kailangan ng hospital. 'Di ba?
Tama.
So but if you take care of yung immune system mo, then you can free up the hospital system, 'di ba? Lighten the load. Pero yeah, that's what it's for. It's really to strengthen your immunity. Take charge of your biology. Yon.
Yeah, you mentioned immunity. You mentioned about parang free. Parang bago ka pa maging malala yung sakit mo,
Yeah.
ito yung kailangan mo, no? Para
Yes.
to prevent. Now, how
Yes.
sa tingin mo kaya is it one of the ways to prevent coronavirus tinatawag nila
Yeah.
nakakatulong?
Yes.
How can this biohacking can hack not to be
Yeah.
infected with coronavirus?
Yeah. Well, even before the pandemic, no, we were always so focused on strengthening, boosting our immunity. Kasi yun naman talaga yung immune system mo naman talaga yung only defense mo until against not just coronavirus but against cancer, Alzheimer's, depression, whatever. Those are all inflammatory. No, and against all variants of COVID that will ever come up. 'Di ba? Yun lang naman yung defensa mo kasi kung ang dami-daming variants na lalabas, kung malakas yung immune system mo, hindi ka talaga aanuhin ng ng variants, hindi ka talaga tatamaan. But yes, so what we say is when you strengthen your immunity, you don't target just one condition, you target all. So if kung meron kang mga comorbidities, 'di ba? You strengthen your immunity, lahat 'yan will resolve. All of that will resolve. Heart disease, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, thyroiditis, lahat 'yan magre-resolve. Yeah. Yung malala lang talaga is that if you have comorbidities tapos nagka-COVID ka, your immune system talaga will become burnt out. It will be overloaded. Yeah.
So magandang way din pala 'to 'no, makakatulong din pala 'to sa immune system ng tao para palakasin 'no, especially sa hinaharap natin ngayon kasi gawang pandemic na ito, a lot of people are adjusting, a lot of people are, looking ano pa yan, for a living, kung paano sila mabuhay. Kaso nalilimit yung galaw nila, gawa ng mga protocols, ang daming-dami. Now, at this time of
Oo.
pandemic, how y how do you survive in your company?
Well, by the skin of our teeth right now. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I would wake up worried about or regretful sometimes na, what did I do? Kasi when I put up my center, no, I started building 2018. I finished end of 2019. I opened January 2020. And I closed March 17, 2020. 'Di ba? So, until
Oh,
now, of course, madalang lang yung mga pumupunta kasi nga lockdown, tapos yung tao talaga takot pumasok or pumunta anywhere, no? So of course there are days na talagang, ay nako, what did I do? Bakit nangyari to? But then there are more days that push me and tell me na this is the right path pa rin. You know why? Because COVID has a silver lining eh. Kasi bago mag-COVID, ang tao wala namang pake sa immunity nila. 'Di ba? Ngayon lang nagising 'yan. 'Di ba? Na
you're right,
parang
you're right.
immune system pala. Importante pala. Meron pala akong ganun. Importante pala 'yon. Matatakot pala dapat ako. So now, medyo naging center stage ng immune system, no? Because of COVID. So now that I'm in health and immunity, now is the time for me to be out there. 'Di ba? And lalo na kasi my
Yes,
goal talaga is to help people take care of their own biology so that talaga they can support the healthcare system kasi it's not sustainable eh. The way we treat health or care right now,
mm,
it's not about proactive care, it's reactive. It's about sick care. It's not health care. So we need to change that. So that's where I come in, where I teach people how to care for themselves and through health. Hindi yung mag-aantay ka na magkakasakit ka, doon ka lang magiging healthy, which is what happened in COVID, no? Pero ngayon, I think people are awake na, no? They learned their lesson.
yes, kahit ako 'no, before I don't do biking.
Yeah.
Pero sa ngayon kailangan talaga labas din ako, magba-bike din ako to do my
Yeah.
exercise. Kasi hindi po puwede na sa bahay ka lang, kasi sabihin natin
Yeah.
pandemic ngayon bawal. You should also find time mag-exercise 'no? So
Yes,
ayun,
oo. And
ayun
outdoors,
sa
you're
ways
right.
ko.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
tama.
yes, yes.
It has to be outdoors because
Outdoors.
the sun is the pinakamalakas na disinfectant sa buong mundo. Totoo lang. Walang virus, pathogen, bacteria, fungus ang magsusurvive dyan. Kahit anong variant pa, ang araw nagbibigay sa atin ng vitamin D, 'di ba? Yung mga tao na
Yes,
nagka-COVID, mababa yung levels ng vitamin D because vitamin D is a hormone. It's not a vitamin. So there are many immune
hormone,
pathways.
okay.
So when you're out sa sun, talagang hindi ka tatalabin. Hindi ka talaga ng kahit ano na pathogen.
Yeah, kasi you know what? Galing ako ginasabit ko, kita mo namumula pa ako.
I'm so
So, ang
jealous.
dito, yung kasiyahan ko lang, yeah, ang kasiyahan lang talaga dito sa isla ng Boracay is beach, no? Tapos, normally, yung mga tao, nag-work from beach na sila. No? Yung mga nagtatrabaho
Oo.
from there in Manila, dito na sila, they just rented place. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Then one of the activities, yun nga, yung exercise is very important. Yung biking naman. No? Kasi lumalaki
Yeah.
yung tiyan ko sa kakamotor. Alright. Mayroon akong next gusto ko, my next question is, in what how would you define success in your career?
How would I define? Yeah, for me, success is not monetary. It has to be because you came to the planet for a reason. There's an incarnational purpose, no? And it's not to make money. It really isn't. It's to serve others. It's to teach others. That's always. It's about community, diba? But then, what to teach others, that is what you need to find out. How to help and serve others, that is what you need to find out. So, if I do not, I will consider myself not a success if I do not, um, let biohacking be spread in the Philippines and be practiced nationwide. By the time I'm done with my life, dapat ganon. That's success to me. That would be it.
So parang sinasabi mo is more on common good, no? Para sa lahat. What you have, you should share it to others. That is
Yeah,
success.
teach
Kasi the more you
others.
stop doing it, parang makukonsensya ka, hindi. Ano bang ginawa mo sa mundo nung nasa mundo ka pa? Parang gano'n.
Yeah, but
So,
not just
good, no?
konsensya eh. It's not just konsensya. It's this sinking feeling that you wasted your time on earth, that you wasted your incarnation, 'di ba? It's an empty feeling. You know how people live their lives na parang sayang, sana ginawa ko na lang ito instead of this. Alam mo yun, there's that big regret na somebody chose a different path. Pero they're always thinking, what if I did that? Yun talaga yung calling ko. Ganun eh. It's like an inner death. 'Di ba? So, yun. That's what, basta
Totoo
me
yun.
leaving the earth not regretful na I wasted my time. It's true. You might say that I wasted 43 years because I was, blindly going through life, not knowing what to do, waiting. 'Di ba? I only found it at 43. But so many other people who are successful found their calling late in life, 50s, 60s, 'di ba? So that's your divine right timing. That's your divine right order. Dun talaga siya mangyayari because that's just how it is. But just to, even if I have 10 years left on this planet, as long as I planted enough seeds for it to grow, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I don't have to see the trees, the branches, as long as I planted enough for some sprouts to come out. I'll be happy.
Alam mo, gusto ko yung share. Isa sa mga nagpo-push sa akin of doing this online KKK series. No, not because for me to be famous around the world, for instance.
Oo.
Kasi para sa akin, ng famous, ano lang yan eh, para balang araw tatanda ka rin, you know? Pero
Oo.
yung, alam mo yung point being of doing this is, ano ba ang na-share mo sa mundo nung buhay ka pa? Paano ka nakakatulong? So, in this way, for example, what you're sharing right now, this is very, very fruitful. Para sa akin, napakagandang, ay, yung biohacking pala, ito yung nagagawa niya sa buhay ng tao. No?
Oo.
Even if yung sabi mo kanina, on how you define success in your life, is more on doing your job or doing your specialty, sharing it to the people around you, no? And having the principle na it is not all about the sick care. It's more on health care. That's why yung
Yeah.
mga, yun din siguro, no? Well, Coach Leslie is here. Um, Financial coach naman siya. Dito, siguro yung dami ng mga ano wala, yung mga nag-offer ng mga, oh, dapat meron ka ng insurance. But insurance is not, it's not for for sick care. Pero it's all about the health. Kasi it
Oo.
helps us na mapahaba pa yung buhay natin. It's not really mapahaba lang yung buhay natin, but mapahaba yung purpose natin na makatulong sa ibang tao para din mai-correct nila yung buhay nila. Wow, parang
Yeah, yeah.
ganun yung dating eh.
Yeah. And to look further than that also is to have true elders. 'Di ba? Kasi the goal of biohacking is really to harness yung code natin na DNA where we live forever, we never get sick. It's true. 'Di ba? Meron tayong code sa DNA natin na hindi tayo mamamatay if we take care of ourselves talaga. Eternal 'yan eh. We don't die. 'Di ba? So when we reach 100, ayaw namin na uuga-uga na. Okay? We want to be vital like a 40-year-old pa rin. So what happens there is that tayo, when we're 100, we become the elders. We become the, 'di ba? We pass on knowledge and wisdom to the next generations, right? And we pass on truth because our elders didn't live long enough. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang katotohanan at kung ano yung sinungalingan. Hindi ba? We don't know if God, if what really happened, let's say in World War II, World War I, or even in the 1800s, kung totoo ba talagang nangyari yan? Or sinulat-sulat lang, or it got lost in translation. Then we will know true history and the truth. And then we will pass on that to the generations to come. And they will be fully guided as to how to make the planet a better place. Right? And everything that we know about the body, we can pass on to them. And they can pass on to generations and generations. That is the whole point of existence, is to pass on the knowledge we have gained to the next generations, because they are the custodians of the earth. They are the next guardians of the planet, diba? So we put these in their capable hands, hopefully, no? But it's up to us to make them ready. So, yun, that's biohacking. That's the big picture.
Yeah, napakaganda kasi tama no, parang you are the agent of renewal at of course you are the messenger of the world. Paano kung magpatay ka na agad? Paano mo pa maipapabalita yung tamang balita doon sa mga next generation? Wala na, no? Ah,
Oo.
isa rin sa isa rin sa mga point ko, no? Gusto ko lang i-share kasi nag-reflect doon yung sa sinabi mo kanina na to retain at hindi ka maging uga-uga balang araw. Especially, paano
Yes.
kung hulianin ka na may Alzheimer ka, for example, hello.
Yeah. Usually nga by 70 na 75, ganyan. Ganun na Oo.
So, isa rin sa mga isa rin sa mga point ko because everything now is more on digital, no? Lahat
Yes.
makikita mo na sa social media, sa Facebook, sa YouTube, sa website, lahat-lahat, no? So, ngayon, mawala man tayo sa mundo na ito, yung mga bata, merong balik-balikan. Ay, ito pa nilang sabi ni Madam Ellie, ito pa yung sinabi ni Coach RM, ito pa yung sabi ng mga guest ng KKK. Alam mo yun, gusto ko lang na for them, may matutunan sila hindi magagaling mismo sa akin because iba naman yung path ng buhay ko, no? I am just good in connecting people like you, no? Naidala kita dito sa program and then sharing your own story. So that is something
Yeah.
for the people who will be watching right now sa atin, no? And
Yes.
one of the reasons to Miss Ellie why every Wednesday I have the KKK series or Kapihan, Kabataan Kwentuhan series because I also want to hear a first-hand experience or a first-hand sharing from the mouth mismo ng isang bata or ng isang youth, no? Kung ano nararanasan niya ngayon, ano ngayon yung mga challenges niya, paano niya ngayon pinadala yung buhay niya, no? Kasi for sa mga ibang bata din to learn sa platform and then we can also automatically correct kung may mali man sa sinabi niya, may mali man sa way niya. Kasi ako, honestly for example, ang ginagawa ko sa buhay ko is kung sino yung mga matatanda, yun ang sinusunod ko. Bakit? Yun nga sabi ng mga matatanda papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako. And most of my friends, sinasabi ko sa'yo, most of my friends are mga matatanda. Bakit? Number one, hindi ko na kailangan pa maranasan yung yung mga kagaguhan, yung mga experience ng mga hindi naman dapat may maranasan, but I can experience it by hearing or listening habang sinishare nila ngayon ito. No, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi
Oo.
doon ka palang matututo eh. Now, we all know that you have already been through ups and downs, and I really know that you are doing what you love to do. You inspire, you motivate other people, you have faced and succeeded in many difficulties. Now my question is, do you still have fears, Miss Ellie?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, who wouldn't feel fear in this in these interesting times? No, where everything is uncertain, where the government is so indecisive even about face shields. Right? So tomorrow, tomorrow they'll open, 10 days from now they could close. Of course, I fear that it's very whimsical. Not just our government, the whole world. Just how precarious a situation we've been put in. You can't predict what tomorrow will bring. So there is, of course, that fear. Where will I be 5 years from now in this situation? So yes, definitely, we have fears. Yeah, I think fear is is actually the theme from this pandemic. It's really a fear demic. That really is what happened, right? It's thick in the air. It's thick in the news. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I still have fears, but fears.
Nice. Pareho tayo.
Fear, kasi fear can either phase you or let you focus. So you can either use your fear to focus more on what's important, or you can let it phase you. You can just let it, ay, wala na. Okay, I'm done. 'Di ba? But you can harness
Totoo.
fear that way, is to let you really hone in on kung ano yung importante at kung anong kailangan mong gawin. 'Di ba? Kasi it's ano fear also kills the ego. So it's ego death in a way, as long as you don't let it
Yes.
override your identity. It kills the ego, lets you go rock bottom, and from there you need to stay in an objective place, and then find really reach within your inner recesses, your strengths, the only things you have left, diba? That cannot be taken away from you: your talent, your wisdom, your knowledge, your passion, your your purpose, right? So from there, where do you go? So it's also good. It's also good. It kind of slaps you into reality, 'di ba? Yung worst case
Totoo
scenario.
yan. Naniniwala ako dyan.
Oo.
Naniniwala ako dyan. Kasi, for example, one of my fears before, i-share ko lang, no? One of my fears
Oo.
before is, kung wala akong trabaho, paano ako makatulong sa ibang tao? Bakit?
Oo.
Wala kang pera. Kasi wala kang trabaho, wala kang pera. Kahit wala kang pera, wala kang trabaho eh. Sino bibigyan ka lang ba? Nasa daan ka, bibigyan ka pa lang. So, the fear of not helping other people, kasi
Yeah.
para sa akin, hindi ako naniniwala na money is not important.
Oo.
Sige,
It's
bilhin mo yung
energy.
gusto mo.
Oo.
Yes. You need money. No?
Yeah.
Pero, well, with the friends around us, katulad sa project natin na KKK, nakapag-share na yung tayo ngayon sa tao. No? Ikaw, hindi kita in-invite kita, hindi kita binayaran, hindi kita ano, but you're happy to share your experience. Pero ito
Yeah.
yung tanong ko, next. What is your mantra or any self-reminder that you always say to yourself whenever you have trouble concentrating when you feel motivated,
Yeah.
demotivated,
My mantra, that's so easy.
demotivated, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know what ayahuasca is. Do you know what ayahuasca is? No. Uh, are you there? Have you heard of what
Ayahuasca?
ayahuasca?
No, no,
Oo,
no, no.
ayahuasca, no. Okay.
Kwento mo.
So, ayahuasca is plant medicine. Plant medicine na galing Peru, Costa Rica, so those areas, no? And what they do is the shamans, they use it for inner journeys. So, actually, bawal siya, no? Because it's psychedelic. Pero, it's being used for transformational retreats, no, where you have access to your subconscious and you receive insights and you receive also a lot of traumatic trauma release of trauma, no. So it's actually very a sacred ceremony in South America, very sacred ceremony, but I did it here. And you have to have an intention before you do plant medicine. You have to have questions and you have to be brave enough to face your biggest fears and then release them and then receive solutions, also creative solutions to what you're looking for. So you have to go in with those intentions. So when I did that in 2019, and I wasn't sure about putting up biohacking, I had these questions, all these questions. What the plant medicine told me was, when when love is your currency, everything will fall into place. That was the main message. And I received that in 2019 before COVID, because I needed to receive it before COVID, because COVID will test me to my limits, because I put up a center and I closed it immediately. Everything that I have, I put into that center, and then it's closed, and there's a pandemic, nobody's going. So buti na lang I got that message, because every time I feel that I failed, it will always tell me, when love is your currency, it will fall into place. Don't worry. Or even at the time when I feel like, oh, I'm not earning money, puro labas na labas ng pera, I'm not earning. When I hear that, when love is your currency, everything falls into place. And then I always come back to center. Always. So it's amazing. That really keeps me afloat.
So parang sinasabi mo, the core of everything, you are reminded of love. Love is the currency.
Yeah,
Parang
when love
ganun.
is your currency, it means you're in of service to others. So you are, and the money is incidental, 'di ba? They always say that follow your heart, the money will follow. 'Di ba? So don't be focused on just making money, being a business person, being a shrewd. Focus on teaching others and serving others and helping. Then the money will follow. Just do that. And then the money will follow. So I got visions of pinipilahan ako, yung sobrang haba ng pila until sobrang layo. I got visions of that. Basta my heart's in the right place. I will lose that if it's not. So I need to always be in the right place, which is in the heart. So, yon, that keeps me going talaga. Really, really, really keeps me going.
Napakaganda. How do you, you just take it or just do the, ano tawag yan? A reflection or,
Ayahuasca. Oo.
oo.
It's a 3-day retreat, and there's a shaman with sitters, people who guide you, take care, whatever. The shaman will be there to also hold space for you, because it's quite difficult to go through, kasi you have to puke, and you have all of these. It goes through so many energetic layers. It can also go through childhood trauma, no? It releases childhood trauma that has been there for decades in 3 days. So, but naturally, when it's an organic process kasi, the body gets worse before it gets better, because it has to release it, diba? So, it's not comfortable. It's really not comfortable. But when when you finish the retreat, you feel so clean. You feel so, oh my gosh, reborn. That type of thing. So it's amazing. I know I don't know. I think Boracay would be the best place to do this kind of retreat because it's by nature, 'di ba? So, yeah, and you'll receive
Yeah,
messages. Oo.
ah, so ano yun? You receive messages from your own instinct or
From your own. Yeah, from your own knowing, from your own direct cognition na parang um, it's like a voice in your head that will just say, or you might even hear a real voice. I don't know. It's different for everybody. Or you might see a person in front of you to say who says something. But for me, it was a direct cognition. Na the words came to me lang. It was just so profound, really profound. Yeah, came at the right time kasi COVID was gonna happen exactly 1 year later. As in, exacto. So, galing.
pero now at the level of this pandemic, is the business surviving, or what are the ways that you're doing in order to uh, ano na, elevate, or in order to to make to make something, make money out of the business? Maliban, though sabi mo nga kanina, if you focus on the service, if you focus on the love to others, especially to what you're doing, money follows.
Yeah.
Pero ano yung way mo ngayon para ma-continue at ma-sustain ang business?
Mm-mm. So it's more of like looking at when you look at a customer, you don't see money. No, what you see is how can I spark a transformation in this person's journey? How can I guide this person into their best version? That type of thing. How can I be of service? And of course, the money is energy exchange, 'di ba? So
Tama.
when you do that, they will refer you because their experience was beautiful with you. They will refer you, and then it will just follow. So that's it's more of perspective.
Napakaganda. Kasi sabi mo, huwag mong tingnan yung tao na pera, yung client na pera yan. Alam mo,
Oo.
marami kasi akong kakilala na, especially pandemic ngayon, ito lang yung time na magkapera ka, grab mo na yan. Kasi parang kikita ka ng pera dyan, no? Pero iba
Oo.
yung ano mo, yung approach mo. How can you be a service to that person? Maybe siguro in that way, mas na-improve pa, mas na dumadami pa yung kliyente mo because of the word of the mouth. Sila
Yeah.
mismo yung mag-aano sa'yo, sila mismo yung mag-spread sa'yo with your friends. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi kung
And
tutusin naman, proceed.
yeah. Yeah, the same token. When you think like that though, you have to be prepared to turn down clients. Because if they're not aligned with you and hindi lang para sa pera, 'di ba? If there's some sort of value that they are not aligned with you on, then you have to be prepared to not accept them as clients because it's not about money. It's about more than that. So, there is that also. You have to stick to your guns.
Totoo yan.
Yeah.
Totoo yan. Kasi when I was in a hotel,
Mm-mm.
no, and nagbayad ako naman. Ganito kalaki yung bayad ko, tapos ganito ang service dapat ma-receive ko, ito. Pero para sa akin is, it's not all about money. It's all about what we can give and what you can give. No?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to demand this thing, hindi naman kaya namin i-demand kasi wala naman talaga yun sa inyo. Kasi sinasabi mo, you have money, so kaya mong paggalawin lahat because of your money. Yun ang sinasabi ko lang doon. I'm gonna give all your money back. No? all the unused, of course, unused nights na hindi mo ginamit, ibabalik ko yan. Maghanap ka ng property or hotel na nababagay doon sa iyong mga demands. Dito,
Yeah.
kung ano lang yung service namin, klaro naman doon on paano ko, ano yung mga inclusions, ano yung mga, ano niyan, klaro naman yan. Pero ikaw, maghahanap ka sa wala doon. That's something hindi tayo nag-a-align. So, mas
Yeah.
pipiliin ko pa na hindi ako ma-stress. Kasi magkano babayaran ko? Ma-stress ako, ma-high blood ako, maano pa dyan, mas mahal pa siguro babayaran ko. I want a happy
Yes.
life. I want a guest that can be my family. You know? Yun naman yung style
Oo.
ko. At saka, that's why I really like your point na do not think, wag mo silang tingnan na pera. How can be a service to them? Wow, ang ganda.
Yes.
Gusto ko yung term na yun, no, na nasabi mo. And it's really, helping. Um, Miss Ellie, ito naman, may question ako. Youth nowadays are more prone to depressions because of social media. Sometimes they feel that the other persons are the same age as them are more successful. Yung parang, ay, parang mas ano pa to sa akin, successful pa to sa akin. They are more awesome or they're more talented than me without knowing what is beyond the scenes. No, 'di ba? For example, ito na lang, Zoom meeting, yung mga ano, naka-ano na yan, parang nakabarong, pero naka-shorts lang pala yan, you know, parang gano'n. What can you advise to the youth who are struggling right now, that doubtful and feeling down?
Well, it's really to reach within themselves and to turn off anything that is cosmetic and to turn off anything that is temporary or distracting, which is social media, the news, or anything, and really just to work on who they are, the inner self, because they are all unique people. You know, nobody can be you except you. No one can do you except you. You are a unique person. What makes you unique is different from the next person. And you know, like me, I have been looking for something for decades. I only found it when in my mid 40s. You know, but I take that as parang I took very long to brew the perfect cup of coffee. And so paglabas na, I'm ready to serve. Parang ganon. So some people, you know, it's their journey. They find something early. Minsan, hindi rin yun yung purpose nila. They found something, some success. Diba? Ay, am I, are we lagging?
Game.
So
No, no, no.
what I find is that when people find success too early, minsan they get misled rin eh, because they're not ready. They don't have the maturity for it. They don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the accountability to take on that much success. So minsan too early is also not good. Diba? If you kind of wait it out and, you know, let yourself percolate some more, let some cells mature, and then you're more level-headed, you have more experience, and then you're ready to face the world. It takes time. It really does take time. So find yourself actually more fortunate that you're allowing yourself to percolate more so that you really, really be full and whole when your time comes. And it will come. It will come. And you'll be ready. That's what's important.
Totoo. Kasi ngayon, parang ano nga yung mga, yeah. Because yung mga kabataan ngayon, yun sila eh. Parang kung ano lang, hindi, it's time. Parang they feel superior, pero yun nga, if they are not oriented, if they're not oriented to respect those elders, yung na mga nakakatanda sa kanila, yung mga wisdom ng mga katatanda, they are, for me, they are misguided. No?
Yeah.
An early stage of success, babawiin din yan balang araw. No? So everything is a process. There is no shortcut, tama?
Yeah, there's no shortcut.
Yes. Oh, anyway, Miss Ellie, actually, ano na tayo, may question pa ako dapat, pero I'm gonna hit my last question, no? Kulang yung oras talaga, no? Pero anyway, it's good to have 1 hour conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you.
My last question would be, actually, it's not a question, is all about asking you asking you to give an igniting message to our viewers and for those who will be seeing this video, no? Especially yung mga nanonood nyo sa bahay, sa community channel ng PCTV and ACTV, and also to our Facebook Live. So just igniting message for them um, before we end this conversation.
Okay, yeah, ang nais ko sana sabihin sa lahat na basta naniniwala kayo na you are unlimited, na lahat ng kailangan ninyo para maging malakas, malusog, at capable, matipuno, nandyan yan sa loob, nasa katawan ninyo yan. Kailangan lang hanapin. Hindi naman kailangan hanapin, kailangan lang i-activate. Kailangan nyo lang malaman na andyan siya and then gamitin. So, yun yung advocacy ko is to teach people kung ano yon, ano yung mga superpowers ninyo at gamitin ninyo. And para hindi kayo dependent sa medical system, hindi kayo dependent sa gamot, hindi kayo dependent sa mga doktor, 'di ba? Kayo lang yung sarili niyong doktor. Okay? Ang dapat niyong gawin, wag kumain ng sobrang inflammatory food, yung mga sugar, junk food, soda, beer, ganyan, wag manigarilyo. And then matulog ng maaga and mahaba, 7 to 8 hours. Lumabas sa sun, sa beach. Anyway, hindi problema yan sa inyo na taga-Aklan, na ang dami ninyong araw dyan, ang daming sun, sand, and sea. Boost yung immunity ninyo. Yan ang pinakamalaking investment ninyo sa buhay. Talaga, ang health. Dahil kung hindi, nako, lahat ng pera pupunta dyan. So, ngayon pa lang, itama na yung habits. So, yun. Are we laggy? We're okay? We're continuing?
Yes, kasi for me, health is wealth. All right. All right. Wait. You can hear me?
I can
Hello?
hear you. I can hear you now. Coach, I can hear you.
Okay, medyo naglo-log din yung signal ko.
Oo.
Yeah. Miss Ellie, thank you so much. I thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Salamat sa mga nakikinig sa Aklan, sa Boracay. Salamat, Coach. Naglalag na rin.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Ophel from PCTV and ACTV Boracay, ACTV Aklan, and also Sean Lashley, the founder and CEO of 10,000 Cards. Miss Ellie, thank you so much. Kung gusto niyo sang i-contact si Miss Ellie, just scan the QR code that I post there in my Facebook. And also, so continue to support KKK, Kampihan, Karunungan, Tuhan Series. Again, thank you so much. Bye-bye,
Salamat
Philippines.
po.
Bye-bye, Boracay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Miss Ellie.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you.
Thank you.